All right, Dan, we're on top of breaking news this morning. That wind Jennifer was talking about creating problems for firefighters battling a fire at a Crescent Springs home. Good morning, Tri-State's Paola Suro is live from the location with what we're just learning. Paola?
Yeah, Julie, you know, the fire was actually called in at 1:40 this morning by neighbors, and it's been more than 3 hours now. A very active scene. Actually, 5 fire departments responded to this fire, and I want to show you the damage that there really was to this house. I mean, look at that garage. It is completely black, charred from how burned it is. That is actually where the fire originated from, and that's what the fire chief here on scene was able to tell me. You can also even see the front of the house melted from how heavy this fire was. This is what we know so far. So the Crescent Springs Villa Hill fire chief tells me 3 people live in this home, but nobody was home at the time. The neighbors were actually the ones who called in, as I mentioned. The fire then spread from the garage up to the rest of the house, and that's what caused the first floor to collapse into the garage. Fire Chief Jeff Wendt says that another challenge has to do with the windy conditions here this morning.
When we arrived on scene, there was heavy fire in the garage, which is actually in the basement. The garage windows were gone, and with a 30-mile-an-hour wind gust, it pretty much fed the whole fire to the second floor of the residence. So that was a challenge getting the fire out. Heavy smoke conditions.
Now, as I mentioned, the fire was so large they needed help from nearby fire departments, including Fort Mitchell, Erlanger, Point Pleasant, and Edgewood. But at times, the conditions got so dangerous, the fire chief tells me they had to pull firefighters out of the blaze, wait for a little, to then continue fighting it. Now, as for the cause of the fire, it is still under investigation. I even saw the fire investigator here taking pictures just moments ago, so they're still trying to figure it out. But again, no injuries to report. Now we're live in Crescent Springs. Paola Suro, 9 on your side.
Thank you, Paola.